So I stumbled on this training method a couple years ago, and I'm so happy that I did because I absolutely love training with these bands. There are so many benefits to it. I mean, it ensures proper form, it ensures your hand position, it gives you a nice little pop as far as providing resistance, give you a nice little snap in your punches, which is what you need to increase your speed, which is what you need to increase your power. I always tell my students, power is not just power. Number one, you need technique. Number two, you need speed. With technique and speed, then you have power. And these bands help with that. Now, what's even more interesting is that these bands are not made for this. These bands are not made for boxing, striking, or anything like that. These are for weight training. So how this was discovered is we used to use these bands to provide resistance while we were punching, while we're boxing, okay? So you would take just standard resistance bands, or people call them pull-up assist bands, okay? You put your hands like this, you create an X, and you put it behind your back, okay? And then you would have the bands out here in front, on the outsides of your shoulders, okay? And then you would punch. Shh, 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 shh. And so this training was important in like snapping your hands back, because if you've learned how to punch properly, you understand that bringing the fist back faster than it went out is what creates that nice snap, that nice pop on your punch, which is way more important than just having like pushing these heavy thudding strikes out. Those will just move people around. Unless you've got like canned hams on the ends of your wrist, and when you touch someone, they just kind of go to sleep. Anyway, this is how we did it for a long time, because this is what we had. So I happened to just order these bands. This is called an Infinity Loop Max resistance band from Mark Bell. And he's the creator of the Slingshot. And basically, you have these loops, right? 1, 2, 3. And what it is like, you know, you put the band on the ground, you could put your wrist through here, and you could do different exercises, you know, using your hands, basically the same things you would do with those other looped resistance bands, as far as like resistance band exercises, right? Like this. And these are very useful for that, and that's what this is made for. But I started using it to help with my boxing. I started shadow boxing with these, finding out that unlike those resistance bands, when you have them around your shoulder and you're punching, it's like sliding up. The way it's positioned, you can't really throw uppercuts. You can't really throw hooks when you have the other resistance bands on. You basically are confined to straight punches only with those. I mean, you can try to get a little motion going if you're really good with it, but then you can't go like full out. So with these bands, again, different size people, man. You may not have the wingspan that I have. So they again, 1, 2, 3 loops. Again, for my wingspan, right? I use the loops on the end. Put my hands through the loops, and I bring it underneath my armpits like this, okay? Around my back, under my elbows like this. And then this becomes the perfect resistance band for shadow boxing and building up your speed and keeping proper form. So the first benefit is it keeps my hands up here, okay? You can feel the difference when the band pulls down. So you keep your hands up here with the resistance band. When you punch out, it snaps back, okay? Again, giving you nice speed. Lastly, it provides the proper resistance, okay? So you have to fight the resistance. And if you didn't know, what resistance bands provide is progressive tension, progressive resistance, right? You have resistance from the start. I'm feeling resistance right now. As I punch, progressive resistance. It gets harder and harder to press it as it goes out. The resistance gets harder, and then it pulls back, and I have to control it. So I have resistance through the whole motion of the punch. And these are just awesome. It's amazing. And the biggest thing that puts these above regular resistance bands is the position of the bands, being able to put them under my elbows, under my arms. I can throw all the punches I want with proper form. My jabs, my straight, my hook, because my elbow can go over this band. My uppercuts, hooks to the body, all my punches are in play now. And again, because of these resistance bands, you can feel when they come down here. This is easier but then you understand that you are not holding your hands in the proper position. So we're here. I'm telling you, you need to try this. If you have been striking for any amount of time and you try these bands, you will see what I'm talking about. Remember guys, I'm not endorsed by these guys, I'm not sponsored. It has nothing to do with striking or martial arts. This is a weightlifting product. This is a fitness band. But it's awesome when we can find tools in other areas that can enhance our striking, can enhance our martial arts. It's like I always say, I use my fitness to enhance my martial arts as much as I use my martial arts to enhance my fitness. I'll put a link to this product in the description below. It should be easy to find on Mark Bell's website. The only downside is this band, as basic as it is not a cheap product. I mean, this thing's like 30 bucks. If you ask me, that's overpriced. So, you know, that's the downside. But I loved it so much, I ended up buying 4 of these over the course of the last couple of years because I use them in my fight camps with my fighters. So that's a little tip, man. A new exercise that you can use to like enhance your training. You know, even if you're not competing or anything, it just enhances your training. It's just fun. It's just another way to train that makes your training fun and keeps it interesting so we could do this forever. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.